Some of you may not know, Netflix does a terrible job with a lot of their original movies, but they do a great job usually with their series. And one of the shows that they came out with, 2 years ago now, that I adore, toss a coin to your Witcher, O Valley of Plenty. Witcher is awesome. I love this show. I love Henry Cavill in it. I love Yennefer. I love all the characters in it. I absolutely adore Witcher. Now, of course, like a lot of movies and TV and IP, the COVID pandemic has really thrown a wrench in its production. But apparently now, according to reports and an official video put out by Netflix, season 2 is finally a wrap. They have now finished shooting the whole damn thing. They put out this little behind the scenes video. They had the showrunner where she's talking about the scope of this season, some things we could expect to see. I was just finally happy because I'll be honest with you, I've been unaware of what the status of Witcher season 2 has been. Like we just kept talking about for so long was, well, they're going to try to get back to it. This got delayed. This person got sick, blah, blah, blah. To hear that it's finally shot, to hear that it's now in the can, there's a word I made up called the tangibilization. It's now tangible to me. Mm-hmm. Witcher season 2 is coming. And I'm very excited about this. Now, I don't know if I've ever asked if you and Tom watch Witcher. And I mean, obviously you were involved with a project yourself with King Richard that was, delayed by COVID for a long time. So number one, what do you think about Witcher getting back up and running? And number two, what is that like trying to be involved in a production and having it completely hijacked by the pandemic and then trying to get back into it afterwards?
Well, wait, what was your first question?
What do you think about The Witcher?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, so I'm happy when any shows come back. Because it means that people are working. It means that people are that people are employed, and I love that, especially in the industry that I work in and that I love. It's always exciting, especially when a show gets a second season, because then they get to build on the momentum. So I'm very happy for everyone that's involved with the production that they were able to do a second season. It would have been very easy for a network, as we saw during the writer's strike many years ago. It's very easy for a network to just go, well, screw it. It's too hard to bring it back. Let's just scrap the whole thing. People have forgotten. People won't care. I appreciate the fact that they have enough confidence in the fans of The Witcher that they're bringing the show back and not just scrapping it and moving on to something new. So that's wonderful news. And as far as, yes, I was supposed to shoot my part in King Richard, which is not a huge role, so I don't want to make it seem like it's me and Will Smith every day hanging out. I did have a small but a significant role in the film that's coming out hopefully later this year. I was supposed to film it in March of 2020, and then it got shelved, but then thankfully got brought back, and I was able to film in November of 2020. And yeah, I mean, it first of all, it was really concerning because a lot of people put so much time and effort and money into it. But then also, and in another situation, we've talked about Lincoln Lawyer, which I had a very significant role in, and when it was supposed to be on CBS, and it was picked up for a full season. It was going to be great. I was really excited about it, and then it got shelved. We were supposed to start back up in July. Obviously, nothing happened in July. And then eventually CBS decided to sell the rights to Netflix. And now that Netflix has it, they're doing a complete recasting from top to bottom. I don't even think the character that I was cast in is even in this iteration. And so that was a big blow to, I would be in the middle of our season right now, and I would be one of the main characters of a show on CBS that would be currently airing, and that would be really awesome for a number of reasons, financially being one of them. So it is kind of it is a big hit when you don't have a job that you thought was a guaranteed thing, especially for something that is unpredictable. It wasn't like ratings or anything like that. It was just such an unpredictable
global pandemic out of nowhere.
Right. But I can't complain because I'm in the same boat as millions upon millions upon millions of other people. And so it just is, it's one personal way that I can identify with it. But I'm so happy that so many productions are feeling safe, so many people are getting vaccinated, and that so many protocols, like for King Richard, were put into place. It was a very bizarre experience filming during quarantine, but I'm trying to live in a place of gratitude for the gifts that I do have. And so for me, I looked at it like, wow, one day my grandkids are going to say, what was it like during the quarantine? What was it like during COVID of 2020? And I'll be like, ah, yes, the great toilet paper famine of 2020. But I will be able to have these crazy stories of what it was like filming a studio movie, you know, wearing the masks and then looking at Will Smith and just kind of communicating with the eyes and then being like, okay, rolling. Everybody puts their masks in their pocket. Okay, cut. Everybody takes their masks out, put the masks back on.
Well, it's funny because in the video they were just doing for Witcher, they were showing like Henry Cavill thanking everybody at the wrap and then immediately pulling out his thing and putting on the mask. And they had like 1,200 crew. Like, which is just insane to me.
Especially for a television show.
And trying to do it in some kind of bubble in quarantine. It's just like insane.
Where were they filming? What country?
I can't, I want to say New Zealand, but I'm probably wrong about that. It's probably some European country that they were shooting.
Well, it would make a lot, it would make a lot more sense for New Zealand or Australia because so many productions, I mean, I know there were some pilots this year that shot their pilot in Australia because it made a lot more sense financially to fly the cast and the essential crew to Australia to shoot the pilot because to quarantine everyone for 2 weeks. Shoot the pilot without having to deal with the COVID restrictions and all that kind of stuff. Because the cost of being able, I mean, I was offered a film pre-COVID that was going to pay me a substantial amount of money. And then, but we hadn't done like the written offer. It was just a verbal offer.
Right.
And then COVID happened. And by the time they were going to film and they were ready to make me the actual offer, the offer was significantly less. And the reality is, you know, it was not a film that I was in love with doing. It was a film that I was going to be happy to do because I was going to be paid a certain amount of money for it. But then because of the COVID issues, that changed all the budget and the money was...
So they had to readjust everything.
They had to readjust everything. And I was like, sorry.
Well, guys, at least it looks like Witcher Season 2 was finally able to find a way to navigate through all that. I can't imagine what it was like trying to shoot and bring that thing to completion under the circumstances last year. But what do you guys think? Are you guys even a fan of The Witcher? I personally very much am. Maybe you are too. Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.